morning, everyone. My name is Chester Ochigozie. I was once an aspirant councillor 2019 Enugu District Government area. Enugu. Thank you.
On your blessing, thy name, Aspirants is completed primary election for House of Assembly. Honorable Charlie John Aspirant House of Assembly. Good morning, everyone. My name is Joy Dunedin. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is
Good morning, everyone. My name is Congratulations as a women's representative. Thank you.
Good morning, sisters. My name is Honorable Pamela, IWIG representative.
Good morning, y'all. My name is Chinemere Anya from Reddit Beach. Thank you.
Good morning, all. My name is Ambassador Sukomo Sobita. Once an aspirant.
Good morning, all. I'm working divine favor as aspirant politician.
I didn't get that.
Working divine favor.
Good morning, all. My name is Ebo Mesoma, once an aspirant. Thank you.
So we came here on this today to discuss for you people, the political aspirants, the people that have intention to be a leader anywhere you find yourself, not just in politics and the rest of them. What are the strategies? There are strategies that we need. There is a way to do mobilization. Because you cannot just wake up and start saying, no, what have you been doing all this while? As a leader, as somebody that have intention to participate for something, or that have that ambition, what are you doing in your area, in anywhere you find yourself? What have you done so far? So what are the strategies that you need to apply for fundraising? I know a lot of people will say money is always the issue of women. Even when they were talking about 100 million for presidential election, I said, how many women do you think a guy over there? 100 million. I not say, even if I have the money, I have to think twice. I have to think twice to see anything I'm doing, I don't know. But even if you are bringing the one that you did not win, make sure that you have structure already that is there for you. So on this note, I want to bring in our fourth facilitator who will be taking us on fundraising, Gloria Onyechime, to come and take the microphone. Thank you very much.
To be on the stage, celebrate yourself. It's easy. So if you want to clap very well. Yes, I like to be celebrated. So celebrate yourself too. I came this morning so fired up. When I mean so fired up, I don't want to stand on this stage because it's not needed. I wish there was something like a podium to share. We are family here. Oh, you know yes, yes. I am personally gingered that your coldness cannot influence. Anybody that knows me before now know that I'm naturally gingered. I was born gingered. So if you don't want to be gingered alongside with me, it's inconsequential. But there's something about my own ginger is contagious. So very soon you will contact it. And you must also know that as leaders, we are proactive people. We are not passive people. We are naturally motivated, we are naturally energetic, and we know we are called to make a difference. Yes, yes? Yes. So I love this. Please celebrate yourself once again. You know, when she was sharing, it was as if some of us, I understand that the country is already in chaos. Left for me, I would do without this mic. Let's talk heart to heart. You get? So the problem in the country is enough to get you bothered. There's sometimes when you come into your own life or your family, if you're married, there may still be something to get you bothered, even if you're single. So I understand that there's a whole lot of stuff in our head, and here we are in the training, so there's a lot of washing we need to wash and not come back here. Some of us are here, but we're not here. So I want to show we're all here. So we're all here, right? Yes. Amazing. I appreciate time so much that she's an amazing woman. Please, let's celebrate WEPBI. Let's celebrate what we're doing. They're amazing, honestly. Because if I was the one that set this program for 9 and we have only 2 persons, I guarantee you I will start. But the love, her love is so elaborate that she had to be patient to wait for some of us to step in. But I also want to talk to us as women that we must change the lead. We must take a new paradigm. If we are not comfortable about the nation or about the leadership, it's not the nation, it's about us. I was impressed to see some of the mothers. It even surprised when I was in some young single ladies stepping into events like this, late for training. Excuse me. Someone encourage us. And because of that, I had to go through the expectation, because I want you to lead when you're leading. No matter how broke the beggar is, you don't see someone giving that person. People are not easily moved to just give you. The answer is why? Because you give value for value. Whatever is making her do what she's doing is between her and her God, and she knows the value her and her covenant and her God is doing that. Am I wrong or right? So we must understand that when it comes to money answers to what? Money answers to value. You understand? Now, I'm not started going into fundraising. I'm just trying to give us the fundamentals about money. Now, since money answers to value, the big question we'll be asking ourselves is, what value am I bringing? But we know we won't need money. So I'll go back to the question I said, we all have similar problems. It may not be money, but we are all humans. So you must, and you always have something to give. You have truth to give. Is truth a scarce commodity? We live in a society that truth is a scarce commodity. But you know, people don't see truth as a commodity to give. But I tell you, there are some of your friends in the next 5 years. If you start, that's why I'm going to touch branding before we move. Please let me know when my time is 10 minutes to it. Okay? That we know that I know one goes in, she's truthful, how do you? But when it comes to buying land or property or anything, they will entrust you. But you're not paying now. She will go into power, and when she knows there's this person that she's not biased in thoughts, people knows how to flatter. But this person will still tell you she's authentic, that she will tell you her view, and she's not able, she won't destroy you. But I think that's the way I am about it. Keep as much as you can.
I learned that character is critical to fundraising. Yes. Because if you're not integrous, it will be difficult for people to let go of their money.
So she made a very profound point. Character is important to fundraising. If you're not integrous, people will have difficult to let go of their money. Apart from integrity, what could other? I want to get other value, virtues that can help people. Okay, there are microphone. Other virtues that can help people let go of their money.
Accountability.
Apart from character, accountability, what other one? Trust. Confidence.
Just to summarize it, when you're talking about legacy, you talk about bad legacy and good legacy. What we put into fundraising is good legacy.
I love that. I want you to don't forget this one. Maybe it's an oversight. I missed it. Value begat. Let's see it again. Value begat. Value begat value. Money is value. Value begat value. Don't forget that what will make anybody part of his money is what? Value. That value can be character, can be integrity, can be the people's problem. Are you with me? If you're going to a community and you want them to support you, I can raise funds for you. But what will you tell them? What is their value? What is their problem? That was why I said that no matter how much you give coke to a thirsty person, the person will not see you. The person will not feel what? Now you are going to Ike Ekweremadu to support you, for example. What is Ike Ekweremadu value? What is value to him? You can't be telling him, I'll be accountable, excuse me. That's not what I want. That was what I was trying to say. Tell you guys when you were selling yourself. Anytime I'm with a person, what could be value to this woman? That was what we did when we say, get us your expectation. So that we can give you value. By the time you're living here, you know it's not about food. You got something. You didn't waste your executive time. Are you with me? So to collect money from anybody, if it's a musician, you're going to collect money. What is value to that person? It could be recognition. And mind you, many young people are following these positions, for example. You understand? So in a matter what, I have to cap the message that you will not compromise your brand. Obanye. Please, let's celebrate ourselves. I know it's been a long journey so far. I want to say thank you for listening. I appreciate and I look forward to seeing all of us soon. When I mean seeing us soon, we're going to see House of Assembly, see United Nations, see the Nigeria of Building Architects, institutions, okay? Because in our various places we're going to see. Because we will maintain, we are called for leadership. We are called for leadership. Celebrate yourself once again as I leave the stage. Thank you so much.
Did you feel wow? Chief Gloria, thank you very much. This is called capacity, where someone just gingered you and build your capacity. Thank you very much, Chinwe. I don't know if there is any Gloria, sorry. Is there any question that we need to ask you? Have they asked you? Okay, they have asked the questions and the rest of them. All right, thank you very much. Without taking much of our time, very soon, Nnanos will soon be at the stage to come and speak with us on electoral and the campaign mobilization. But please, on a quick one, we need to start.
If I'm making my head to swell up, when I have big women and great ladies in the house, good morning, everyone. And Madam, you there here? Wow, that's wonderful. I'm so happy that you honored this invitation. It's one thing to call somebody and another thing for the person to come. So we are glad that you're here. And we'll not be tired of this interaction, we'll not be tired of this engagement until we succeed. And how many of us believe that we'll succeed? I believe. I want to thank God. Look at this, my beautiful sister that just finished speaking. In 2019, I'm a Kesiga. It wasn't easy at all. They are calling you here. They are dragging you here. It's one thing to buy form. Those people that tell you just purchase form first. It's not, that's not where politics ends. You can purchase form and still be frustrated. So this afternoon, I want to talk about campaign organization and strategy. By God's grace, in 2019, I ran for governorship of Enugu State under French Democratic Party. And that gave me an opportunity to have some experience that I would like to share. Probably that's why they gave me this topic, all right? So I want to start. How many of you saw that man's poster, the one that contested for governorship? With all due respect to in his party, this African man that contested, somebody Africa people. What the person wrote on it is, the egg is broken, let's fix it. How did you feel when you saw that thing? I want to get your opinion. How did you feel when you saw it?
I didn't understand that. I went to the I even checked if it's idiomatic expression, but I couldn't find it. So that was awkward.
To you, it was very awkward.
Yeah,
She even went as far as going to this show and said, maybe let me not be saying what I don't know. Maybe it's an idiomatic expression. The egg is broken. Let's fix it. So somebody wants to go, you want to say something?
I was like, which egg are we talking about? And for a reason, which egg?
So somebody said that all I know about a broken egg is I will fry it. See that this man is coming to fry us.
When I saw it, I know what's in my own thing as an artist. Because the country chattered, then I begin to look at the man. He has the strategy to fix it. Because it's not easy for a broken egg to be fixed back. It's going to use that this or that, but it begins to, give me the feeling that he knows what he will do, because people will throw questions on him. How are you going to do this magic?
That's fine. I want to say something.
Hello? I thought maybe he wanted to fry you in this place.
I like that shot.
I saw it this way, that the Enugu state is already finished. It's broken. So let me come and finish them. Yes, he was coming to finish us.
I love this. You see, you have just summarized my teaching this afternoon or this morning. We are talking about campaign strategy. Somebody comes and mounts a billboard and he reads, "The egg is broken, let's fix it." And you begin to wonder, is your what is this person trying to say? So if you want to start your campaign as someone who is into politics, you have sat down, you have calculated the cost, because the Bible says before you build, you first of all sit down and do what? Calculate the cost. So you have calculated the cost of politics. You must have belonged to a political party. You are known by your word. I don't want to start taking us through the rudiments. You are known by your word, because some of you have aspired, and whether in school, because what you do in school is not too different from what you face outside. That's why we invited some female leaders too. So, as you are already, you have a word, people know you there, you are an active party member, you have calculated the cost of politics, and you are ready to go into politics. One of the things that should come to your mind is, what am I going to sell to these people that will make them be attracted to me? Before you put out, some people just say, why be a poster? Okay, please, printer, make poster for me. Even the picture you put in the poster speaks volume too. You can't look for one picture thank God for this outside. At least some of us, is as if we know this thing. So when you want to contest, even if it's Chidebere, she will go and tie Kelly, so that she will look responsible. You understand? I'm not saying you're not responsible. As you said, that's what you're trying to say, that you are speaking to. Yes, you're speaking to the people by that poster you are putting out. But some people who don't know these things, they will just, they will just do like this and post it. Vote for them now for House of Assembly. Meanwhile, you are looking for somehow. And people will be going and go and be first of all, they will look at it and say, is this one an entertainment poster? Or then some people will start one kind of picture and say, is this a church program? They won't know. So you have to look at something that is very catchy. Look for a word that is very, like the one that I don't have my phone here, that some of my people designed for me. He said, if you want something said, ask the men. If you want something done, ask the women or ask a woman. They then also say, let's walk it, something like that. As on my post, let's walk it. Do you understand? That portrays that women walk. That women can walk. You understand? So we are coming into this system to walk. So before you try to put a poster or a billboard, first of all, consider the picture you are taking. Your picture. You won't just put the ordinary picture. I don't know whether it was you that you put this one. I'll tell you, this picture is not fine. Honorable Chinyere. I don't know whether it was you. I was telling, no, why not this picture? Why not use this one? When your pictures were coming out. So, because your picture will speak. You understand? What you are selling out. You may not be there to explain to people, like, this man is not here now, hearing all these things we are saying. The egg is broken. You've heard so many people. What is this man trying to say? So why not put out something, even if you have something in mind, that you want to fry us, or you want to fix us, just put out something that will make us interested in voting for you. It goes a long way in how people perceive you and how they feel strongly about you. Are we following?
Yes.
So I told you that I don't want to start from that you must identify with a political party. You can't run. For now, we don't have independent candidates, so you must belong to a political party and be actively involved. Part of the reason so many women don't emerge is because we just wake up one night and decide that some of them got no phone, then from Kajoiba. I don't want some of them are even here. Then that's why I'm not thinking about Gaba politics now. You say, I want to think about politics. The next thing is, I want to contest for this. And before you know it, the person will start, and you will not go far. So the first thing is, you begin to identify with word, identify something like Pagana or politics. When you call her name, they know her very well. The Japan number, I think you go the position there too, Abi. Anambra, yes. So you just need to be identified in your word. Some of you, they will say you don't know your word chairman. I think I want to have my hanky now.
Good afternoon.
Please, may we know your name?
I'm Ambassador Mrs. Gloria Wingechi.
Okay, Ambassador, you're very much welcome.
Thank you.
Please, I want to seriously thank you today for your wonderful presentation. It was really well. In fact, despite the fact that I'm not a woman and I didn't really came to participate for the program, for your presentation, I must say I learned a lot. Wow. Thank you so much. So we want to ask you a few questions. Number one, what do you think this training will help in improving among the women inclusion in leadership? How do you think that having trained them, having spoken to them, in what ways do you think these women might improve their chances in participating in political issues in Nigeria, especially with regard to leadership?
Thank you so much once again for the question.
Okay.
This program, from all that was shared and the feedback received from participants, it's obvious that it's going to help them scale up in their political aspirations and involvement. Because what was discussed and what I treated today was fundraising for campaign, electoral campaign. And so the training will help them see strategies, or they were able to get strategies, practical strategies they can implement to get more finance to fund their campaign and election properly. I also talked about branding, which a whole lot of them got strong insight on how to effectively brand themselves, and sell themselves to be fundable. There are messages that people want to hear. So I believe that this training will help them scale up, and this training will be an effective tool. The knowledge is such that when you have it, people can take away things from you, but knowledge people can take it out.
Madam, we will allow you. You are never going to stop. I really thank you for the aspect where you talked about funding, because usually most women usually lay back thinking that they don't really have money, they don't really have this. So I want to believe that with what you've done to them, with what you've taught them today, they will have really come to the knowledge that it's not necessarily big from their purse. There are avenues by
multiple avenues, and the understanding about value without value.
Okay.
So money answers to value, and there are different degrees of value. Everybody has something to offer that you can use to get value, which is money.
So let's ask you the second question before we take it. What are your expectations from the participants that have been trained? Do you think, having trained them, do you see them as, do they respond that they go all out to inculcate what some of the things you've taught them?
It's obvious, because what was discussed wasn't theoretical. What was discussed was practical. What was discussed was implementable, and something that is achievable within their context, within the African context and their environment.
So you saw motivation.
So not just motivation. I saw people putting up strategies, putting up what they will do from now onward, collaboration, partnership, how to move from there. So my expectation is that I believe that as a result of this training, come 2023, we're going to have a lot of female participation, and I'm hopeful not just participation in politics, but I believe that they will win.
All right. Thank you very much once again.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. We hope to see you once again. Some other time. I hope you will honor our invitation.
It will be my pleasure.
Thank you so much.
I'm always I feel privileged to serve my country, serve my people, and share knowledge.
We saw the passion. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Okay, yeah. Okay, good afternoon, madam. We want to first of all thank you for participating in the program today. Yes, we know your name. The Honorable, you're very much welcome. We once again say thank you for honoring our invitation and being in our midst this evening. So, so far, from what you learned during the training, what do you think the training has impacted on the participants towards their participation in leadership in Nigeria? We saw so many women there, and we all know that in Nigeria, most times women lack the capacity, or they tend to lack the will, even the will. Sometimes they might have the capacity, but the will to come out to participate. And that's part of what this program is about. In what ways do you think this program have helped them to come out of their shell?
This program is welcome development and it is timely. Because most times women do shy away from politics. But with this program now, and the women development and the quality of people that have brought in this money to impact into our lives, we've learned a lot and we are still learning. We learned that when we add value to ourselves and rebrand ourselves, we will be taken more seriously and we have better advantage in the world of politics.
Which is to say, the branding could make them to have confidence and stop being just staying back in their shell.
Definitely. So we learn to be confident, to be accountable in whatever aspect we find ourselves as women. That is part of the problem we're having in Nigeria. But once we are accountable, once we are trustworthy, positions that are higher, positions will always come to us. People will always refer us because once you have that integrity, one person might recommend you to the next, from there you keep going higher.
This training has exposed all this knowledge.
This is what we learned from this training.
So we want to also find out some other thing from you. What are your expectations from the participants? You know, sometimes it's not just enough for people to come around, learn things. After learning, what next? Do you think that the women, the participants in this training, do you see them as people who have been motivated or who have been encouraged enough to put into practice what they've learned?
Yes, we are motivated. Like before now, I was thinking of what next should I do. But with this training now, I've gotten a direction. I know what next to do, and I know how to go about it. You understand? Because when I was coming, I was thinking of what do I do to be accepted more in the political space. You understand? Because I tried for House of Assembly in the rural constituency in this house. So I wanted to know what to do to be accepted more and to have that knowledge and have that edge over my competitors. With this training I've learned a lot, and I know what and what, how to rebrand myself, how to be positioned to be accepted, and things to do so that people will have that trust and look up to.
That's very wonderful. That's very wonderful.
And the training is still going on. I'm going back to it.
Okay, but thank you very much. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you so much.
I appreciate it.
Right.
Thank you.
Like we were saying, we've noticed that in general in Nigerian society, women have this tendency to develop or show political apathy. They don't like participating. They don't like coming out. They sometimes tend to see that men are fair. It's not our thing. Let men do. So having participated in this training, do you think this training can or will be able to improve so far from what has been taught? Will be able to improve or encourage women to participate in leadership?
Yes, because today's training I'm learning a lot. So women politically, many I will call it hungry to vie for a political position, but some of them will be scared. One, because of fundraising. Some are not, some don't have, they have the skill, but they are shy. They are not, some of them, they don't want to come out, they are not bold. There's what we call skill. So we educate them on skill to be bold, even if you don't have money. But with this training, I've learned a lot that money, there is fundamental of money. I've learned so many things.
So like money might not necessarily be
money. Yes, even if you want to generate money. They have a need to generate money. You can go on net. You can speak with your stakeholders. There are so many things I've learned today that will generate money, that will make you as an aspirant to generate money from any source, from internet, from social media, from stakeholders, so many of them. And the training, I think it will go a long way because we've learned a lot. And from now henceforth, when I go, I will also educate my NGO that how to generate money, and that money is not everything.
Right. I heard them talk about something related with branding. How do you think this branding can help women to encourage them to succeed in political parties?
It will help a lot. Great branding is knowing who you are, knowing what you can be able to achieve. If you know your brand, you can use it because she used me as an example. That's my look, the personality I can walk in, and that is true. I can walk into any office, I can write that I want to see the president of Nigeria because I know I have the brand. So brand can make anybody to go, it will take you to a long way. Is you identifying your brand, you know what you want, you know what you want to achieve, you know what you want to gain. You also know what you want to educate people. So brand is going to be a long way in politics.
Thank you very much.
And
lastly, we want to find out, having trained them and still training them, the women that you've seen so far, do you think that they are motivated or have they been encouraged enough? Do you see that zeal in them that they will be able to put what that they have learned in this training into practice after the training?
Yes, they have this. Like the person sitting beside me, he was, talking about saying, and I told her that a lot of women, like in my NGO, when I'm educating people, when I'm sensitizing them, I used to tell them that you cannot sit at home and say you are a politician. You cannot just wake up and say one day you said you want to vie for political position. You will start from your ward. First of all, identify with a political party. Starting from your ward, you go and register. You become a member. Then you will go for ward meeting, local government meeting. Try to show up. Make people to know you. Make your chairman to know you. There's what we call in politics, you have people to carry their bags. If I've carried so many bags for people, you will be humble. As when you come for meeting, try to say something.
What is it? Paying your dues.
Paying your dues. Try to say something. Try to support with the little cash you have. Try to support. Try to make yourself to be known. You cannot just wake up one day and say, this politics, I want to go and purchase a form without identifying with your ward, without identifying your local government, without even knowing your polling booths. How many polling booths did you have in the constituency you want to represent? So all these things will Nena, yes, they learned it there, and Nena also speak about it, and he explained it very well. He talk about branding a vehicle, he talk about lobbying. Lobbying is not money.
Yes.
Lobbying is going to your stakeholders to convince them. You tell them what to do. When you became this, when you became that, depending on the political position you are vying for, you tell them what you're capable of doing, the ones you know you can do.
And you feel with the training, this women will go up.
Yes, with this training, with what I learned from Nena and the strategies she said, it will help a lot of women to go out and to also achieve the inclusion of women, and give them the boldness to go and vie for political position.
Thank you very, very much. We hope to invite you some other time as we proceed in the training. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Madam, we notice you're one of the participants in the ongoing training, right?
Yes.
Okay, so now we want to have a few words with you. Please, can we kindly know your name?
Okay, my name is Mrs. Chinyere Onisi.
Mrs. Chinyere, you're very much welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, so the training is on women inclusion in political participation. So we want to know, so far, do you think that the training, are there ways you think the training can actually help women? Has it impacted or has it given them knowledge for them to be able to participate in leadership?
Honestly, I must commend the organizers of today's program because this program is a life-changing program. From the training, I actually perceive that there are so many things any aspirant should know before going into the politics. Like you talked about branding your own, have your own branding, okay? And again, value. You must have value to what you're doing, you must add value to what you're doing. And most importantly, you must be very intentional in what you're doing. Becoming intentional, being consistent, being committed in what you are doing. So it's very necessary.
And these are all new knowledge that you learned from this training.
Yeah, it's amazing. So the training was really amazing, and I must commend the trainers and the organization itself. Yeah, the way they plan it's amazing.
Okay, so secondly, we want to know, sometimes people have always attended programs, people have always attended seminars, but then the change has not really been effected. Do you think, looking from the participants of this program and the training today, can you say that they will put it into practice? Will they really come out?
From what I observed, I know that there's going to be a lot of changes. Personally, I have actually picked so many information that will help me to upgrade. So speaking about myself now, you see that I've seen a lot of things that can help me to upgrade, also help me to keep moving without going back. And I also, from the interaction of other participants, I perceive that a lot of them are impressed.
So it's not going to end in the hall?
No. The training is not going to end in the hall. And obviously, they're going to make use of what they acquire here. And then, because we just started.
Yes.
And the day is a journey of 1,000 miles. So we keep pushing. And with the information we've gotten here today, certainly it's going to help many of us. Personally, myself, I'm going to make use of that. And
we hope to see you participating and vying for position, changing the society and doing all that. Thank you very much once again. Thank you. We hope to see you whenever we invite you.
Anytime you invited me.
Thank you very much. Okay, good afternoon, madam.
Good afternoon.
Thank you for honoring our invitation first of all. This is my family. We know your name.
Okay, my name is Ifoma Esiu.
Madam Ifoma, you're very much welcome again. We noticed you're one of the participants in our training program today. And once again, I want to say very much welcome. So I want to ask you a question with what we've been doing so far. What do you think, what is your perspective, what is your view about women in politics and political space? What do you think is going on in Nigeria? Have you noticed to what extent are women participating? What are their challenges? What are their limitations? What is your view generally with women participation in politics?
Okay, in women participation in politics
and
leadership spaces, women are not given the rightful position. They're not given the chance to exhibit what they can do. You know, in creation, after God created man and created every other thing, he now knew, he found out that there is somebody I have not created. There is somebody that is very, very important, needed in this creation, so that creation will be complete. And that is when he created woman. And after creating that woman, he knew that he has done, in short, he has created the last thing and the last born. And that was why when Adam woke up, Adam looked at the woman and said, indeed, this is the bone of my bone. Adam now found satisfaction. Because when God created Adam, he gave him the authority over everything. But yet, Adam was not happy. He knew that he was not completed. But when a woman was created, Adam found completion. Knew that now I am complete. But in Nigeria, the men are relegating us to the background.
Okay, so when you talked about women not being given opportunity, so it has to do with men constraining women.
Yes.
In what ways do you think men are constraining women?
One, in Nigeria, they see women when you want to participate in politics. Okay. They will not see you as a wayward.
Okay, there is a negative perception.
Yes, a negative perception that you are wayward.
Okay, the person is loose.
Okay. You are wayward. You don't have respect. If you don't even have a concern for your family, how can you leave your children and start running around for politics? That women are meant, like our president said, that we are meant for the kitchen and the other room. That we are not meant for the sitting room. So that is the mentality of men.
And that's the major limitation.
And that's the major limitation. Again, what they do is that, if they want, like, buying form, they will now say that women should be given freely. It should be given to women freely. And once you take that,
there's something wrong with giving women.
Yes, there is. What is wrong is that when you are giving free, you understand, giving the form freely, you fill the form and every other thing. At a point, they will ask you to step down. And you have no alternative than to step down because you did not end the form with your money. And they will now capitalize after it was given to you freely. But if you had used your hard-earned money to
so
buy
it becomes
the form,
a right.
It's become your right. You will stand. And again, that we see it this way. That's what can a woman do?
The idea of what can a woman do, can we trace it to probably the culture, the African culture, or the Igbo culture, or the Nigerian culture?
It's not Igbo culture alone, it's Nigerian culture. You understand? They feel that how can a woman become a president of Nigeria? A whole Nigeria. This country, Nigeria, there's no way a woman can be a president of this country. But you see that other countries, let's take for instance Germany.
Yes, they are former.
Is Nigeria, is Nigeria bigger than Germany?
No, of course.
But a woman ruled there, and she created an impact, a great impact in that country. So women in this country should be given the chance.
So you feel it's time that these issues are being addressed, and women should be encouraged, women should be equally allowed to purchase their forms.
Yes.
And I heard what you said when you talked about...
And let it be by voting.
And let it be by voting. When you talked about election. When you talked about the fact that women shouldn't be let alone to take care of the babies. So the gender role should be spread. Men who can equally take care of their babies. And that's what you're saying.
Yes.
Okay. So we want to know, what ways do you think that we could start changing this narrative in the society?
In a way of like going out, talking to people, sensitizing people that it is time to give a chance for a woman to rule. Let's test a woman. Let's test it. There are local governments where women rule, like in my own local government. There are former, before this election now, they did. There are former local government chairman was a woman. Barrister Mrs. Ugoju. You understand me? And the little time she was given, she did a lot of work.
Okay, so lastly, we want to know, do you think the training today has been able to impart some of this knowledge to the participants? Because we notice that most of all the participants are actually women. Do you think that this training today has been able to equip them with the knowledge, the capacity, and the way we are for them to go out to do some of these things you've said?
Yes, like somebody like me now.
Okay.
The training really opened my eyes. Okay. And especially in the aspect of fundraising. Okay. You understand? Okay. Selling yourself. Okay. In that aspect of fundraising, it really opened my mind, in my eyes, that I have now found out that I have to start from myself. Building the integrity first.
When they talk about the brand, so you need to brand yourself.
Brand myself, build integrity. You understand? Because money begot value, and value begot value. You understand? So it's really, in short, it was a great training.
So do you think most of these women, looking at them, perception of their interaction and their motivation level, do you think they will actually put it into practice what they've learned? Because it's not enough to end it at the home.
For sure, I think so.
Thank you very much.
So Ma, what's your take? What's your lesson to other women out there?
My lesson is that we shouldn't
allow men to intimidate us. We shouldn't allow men to intimidate. No matter what they are saying. When the training was going on, somebody said that they go to meeting at the midnight. You understand? You have to, like what the facilitator say, you have to build yourself, brand yourself. Let the person, even if you're a married woman, let the person you're living with know your passion, that you have a passion. It is passion. You understand? So going into politics, if you don't have the passion to go into politics, to lead, you can't go into politics. If you don't have the passion to influence life, you can't go into politics. It is having the passion. And once you have the passion, and the person you're living with knows that this is the passion of my wife, he will give you every support.
Thank you. All right, thank you very much. Now we hope to have you again. We hope to have you again once again as we continue the training or subsequent time. And we also want to encourage you, just like you say, to encourage other women within the constituency and your community. Once again, thank you very much.
Thank you, my dear. Thank you.
Thank you. Like we were saying, we've noticed that in general in Nigerian society, women have this tendency to develop or show political apathy. They don't like participating. They don't like coming out. They sometimes tend to see that men are fair. It's not our thing. Let men go. So having participated in this training, do you think this training can or will be able to improve so far from what has been taught? Will be able to improve or encourage women to participate in leadership?
Yes, because today's training I'm learning a lot. So women politically, many I will call it hungry to vie for a political position, but some of them will be scared. One, because of fundraising. Some are not, some don't have, they have the skill, but they are shy. They are not, some of them, they don't want to come out, they are not bold. There's what we call skill. So we educate them on skill to be bold, even if you don't have money. But with this training, I've learned a lot that money, there is fundamental of money. I've learned so many things.
So like money might not necessarily be
money. Yes, even if you want to generate money, they have a need to generate money. You can go on net. You can speak with your stakeholders. There are so many things I've learned today that will generate money, that will make you as an aspirant to generate money from any source, from internet, from social media, from stakeholders, so many of them. And the training, I think it will go a long way because we've learned a lot. And from now henceforth, when I go, I will also educate my NGO that how to generate money, and that money is not everything.
Right. I heard them talk about something related with branding. How do you think this branding can help women to encourage them to succeed in political parties?
It will help a lot. The branding is knowing who you are, knowing what you can be able to achieve. If you know your brand, you can use it, because she used me as an example. That's my look, the personality. I can walk in, and that is true. I can walk into any office. I can write that I want to see the president of Nigeria because I know I have the brand. So brand can make anybody to go. It will take you to a long way. Is you identifying your brand. You know what you want. You know what you want to achieve. You know what you want to gain. You also know what you want to educate people. So brand is going to be a long way in politics.
Thank you very much.
And
lastly, we want to find out, having trained them and still training them, the women that you've seen so far, do you think that they are motivated, or have they been encouraged enough? Do you see that zeal in them that they will be able to put what that they have learned in this training into practice after the training?
Yes, they have this. Like the person sitting beside me, he was, talking about saying, and I told her that a lot of women, like in my NGO, when I'm educating people, when I'm sensitizing them, I used to tell them that you cannot sit at home and say you are a politician You cannot just wake up and say one day, you say you want to vie for political position. You will start from your ward. First of all, identify with a political party. Starting from your ward, you go and register. You become a member. Then you will go for ward meeting, local government meeting. Try to show up. Make people to know you. Make your chairman to know you. There's what we call in politics, you have people to carry their bags. If I've carried so many bags for people, you will be humble. As in, when you come for meeting, try to say something.
What is it? Paying your dues.
Paying your due. Try to say something. Try to support with the little cash you have. Try to support. Try to make yourself to be known. You cannot just wake up one day and say, this politics, I want to go and purchase a form without identifying with your ward, without identifying your local government, without even knowing your polling booths. How many polling booths did you have in the constituency you want to represent? So all these things will Nena, yes, they learned it there, and Nena also speak about it, and he explained it very well. He talk about branding a vehicle, he talk about lobbying. Lobbying is not money.
Yes.
Lobbying is going to your stakeholders to convince them. Yeah. You tell them what to do. Yeah. When you became this, when you became that, depending on the political position you are vying for, you tell them what you're capable of doing, the ones you know you can do.
And you feel with the training, this women will go up.
Yes, with this training, with what I learned from Nena and the strategies she said, it will help a lot of women to go out and to also achieve the inclusion of women, and give them the boldness to go and vie for political position.
Thank you very, very much. We hope to invite you some other time as we proceed in the training. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.